One of the biggest reasons today why men shy away from marriage is because of the divorce laws. Now, when that starts to be addressed, women can't see why. Subscriber, let's talk about it.
I just don't think the government, period, should be involved in any interrelational relationships, like any interpersonal relationships. Because if the government itself only does things to benefit the government. So one, I just don't believe that the government should be involved. But two, there's already other states that have this in their law. This is not a new thing. Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Mississippi, all. If you are involved in infidelity or of some sort, you're not, they don't offer you alimony when the divorce is final. Like, there's still a lot of stuff that goes into that. So it's not a new thing. I don't know why he thought it was new. But if the goal is to get people to marry more, I just don't see this being a reason why people would want to marry more.
It's new.
So one of the biggest obstacles, the biggest reasons, the most obvious reasons that men would want to marry, if you can eliminate the threat of divorce, if you can eliminate the threat of the livelihood of what they built before the marriage or during the marriage, where you remove the incentive to destroy this thing and walk away with yourself secured at the detriment of the man. What we're seeing here, or what they fail to understand, that this is the overcorrection, right? This is a response to the overcorrection of no-fault divorce, which was implemented, decades ago, where it did not matter what happened. You did not have to give reason for the end of the dissolution of the marriage, which men were like, okay, in the instances of sort of stress, strife, abuse, we understand this. Like most things, when we have humans involved, we end up seeing abuse. We end up seeing things that are rife with abuse, where now, well, it becomes a trend. It becomes trendy to dissolve this marriage, or you just simply say, I wasn't happy, therefore we need to end this thing, go forward, do our own thing. So men are often left saying, okay, these are the men that have been married. They're saying, okay, if I did everything to my best ability that I believe is right, but what's right is a constantly changing construct, then why should you get to benefit for leaving? Then you add in when you have kids involved, when now the system is being abused in such a way for such a long time that people are starting to wonder, hey, why would I sign up for this? This is men's biggest critique, one of the biggest reasons why they say, well, I'm just not going to get married. Having the state involved, having the government involved, and its ability to reach in, extract your resource and say, hey, this has to go here. In fact, we're going to set up a system in which we do it for you and we get a little bit of compensation for it. This is why men say, yeah, it's not for me. So here you are in Florida, giving you reasons why, okay, let's eliminate this issue. Let's try to move along the right path to rectifying an issue. And these women are saying, well, I don't understand. Why would people want to get married then? It's hard to beat the allegation that you're in it for business at this point and you're not in it for love. When people are coming online and saying, I think men are the more the romantics. I think men understand this part of the romance game where women get to be the recipients of romance. Therefore, it seems like, well, who's doing the romance? Who's receiving the romance? You say you're more romantic, but where's the romantic gestures on your part? Where is it that I'm doing this for love? We see more and more and more women coming online and saying, yo, don't marry for love, marry for security, marry for money, marry for stability. And again, we don't check people. We like that this is what you like, this is what you want to do. No heat, no judgment. That's important to you. What we have to do as men, we have to get in line. We have to understand that this is what's happening. The quicker we understand this, the better off we'll be in a position where we can move and shake accordingly. We keep playing by old world rules, and we keep understanding, or we keep becoming confused why we keep getting beat. They're playing chess, we're playing Monopoly, but it's a chess tournament. So we need to update our standards, update what we're doing, update how we're understanding, how we're moving, and say, okay, if I'm looking at this as a business deal, now check this. If we're both looking at this as a business deal, men are going to go and say, well, what is in it for me? And you're hearing that very same conversation today. You're hearing that very same conversation today, and women are kind of on the back for not understanding. Well, you're sassy for asking that. You're sassy for asking for reciprocity. You're sassy for asking me what I bring to the table. No, we're looking at it as a business merger now. What do I get for taking you on? What do I get for starting this? And what you're seeing is there is no viable, good answer. They're not coming with you. They're not telling you, hey, this is what I'm bringing to the table. If we're going, right, like the young kids like to say, if we're going band for band, and you're claiming you have all these businesses, you're claiming you have all this equity, you claiming you have all this monetary value. Okay, let's start as men looking for you for that first. Hey, you're pretty cool. How much you make? Right? How much you make? Do you make 6 figures? Because I need a chick that makes 6 figures. I need someone that can spoil me. I need someone that can increase the stability of a already stable home. I don't need you for the other things because time and time again, you've shown you don't have those things. Why should I look for you for femininity if you're saying that's not available? If you're showing in the way you move that you don't have these things, you weren't taught it, your mom didn't teach it, your grandma didn't teach it, for whatever reason, you're socialized about it. Okay, let's move off that standard. Let's go to the business standard. How are you doing economically? How can you benefit me? How can we build something together? And by build something together, I'm being very facetious with that term. If you don't have the funds, if you're broke, why should I now be broke with you? Why should I take on you as a liability? The thing is, you don't want to have that conversation. You don't want to compare. You don't want this to be an apples to apples conversation. One of the other things, important things, and we'll use this to end this little one. A lot of times when men are talking about, hey, the divorce laws and the family court laws are part of the problem why men don't want to get married. What do they say? Change them. Change them. You guys don't come out to vote. You don't support. You don't have any of these initiatives. Well, the pendulum is slowly starting to swing the other way. And men are coming out and saying, yeah, this is what we want. If you get a large enough conglomerate of men to say, hey, you want our vote for upcoming elections, be they midterms, be they local, be they even federal. You say, I need to see some changes to the laws. I need to see some changes to things that actually affect me. Yeah, that's how you get things on the ballot. That's how you get people representing things that you say are important to the constituents. Problem right now is that women outvote men consistently. If men start showing up, and you don't have to match that per se, but you have to say, we're in a large enough voting block that if you ignore us, you don't get the thing that you want from us. When you start seeing that, and you start seeing, and men are saying, these are the causes that are important to us, they start championing that, they start changing that. Then one of the things that men are going to change is say, hey, yeah, the way the divorce is set up, we got to cut that. We got to change it. Maybe it's not putting an end to no fault divorce. Maybe it's saying what you brought into this thing, you take out of it. Think about it as if marriage as an institution already had prenups built in, postnups built in. You had to fill that out when you were signing for your license. Okay, what you brought in, this is part of the entire package. Will we see a decrease in marriages? Maybe, but we might see a concurrent increase in marriages staying together. And we have to look and say, which one is more important? Do you want more people staying together with the idea that less are going to just kind of use this as a playing around thing? I think a lot of us would say this would be a net positive. You look at this as actual, like you're in it for the right reasons. Business could be one of those. Financial stability could be one of those. Love could be one of those. You look and say, okay, this is not a come up. This is not a chance for me to get in and get out. We know this is the case because most of the time, 90% plus, alimony flows from the man to the woman. It flows one way. The instances when it's different, when it doesn't, they make headlines. They become absolute, like, you see so many women come on and say, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this. I have to pay him. I thought he's a man. Inconsequential, doesn't matter. You made more or he did, whatever, you have to pay, and there's an uproar. So if you start eliminating these things, right, you're gonna get rid of the people that's simply in it just because, hey, I did this because I wanted the wedding, I wanted the kid, and at any time I can extract myself. I could be the one that cheats, divorces him, and still get half. It wasn't too long ago that Florida eliminated, lifetime alimony, and even then you had women up in arms. The fact that you guys were married for an indeterminate amount of time, that you now get to receive part of his paycheck for the rest of your life is a ridiculous notion. But now we're taking steps to actually try to address some of these things. I think this move forward is a good thing. I think it's going to eliminate a lot of people with the idea that marriage is just a thing to try on, to take off like a pair of dress. It doesn't fit anymore. This is a good thing. Right? And I think most men will look at it as a good thing. But if women, it's going to call you guys out. Are you in it for marriage, or are you in it for business? If you disagree, let me know down in the comments. I've been wrong before, right? Let me know down in the comments. If you see other videos, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, if you listen to my voice now, if you have not subscribed, I think you should. Just trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.